Good afternoon, friends. Welcome back to the discussion. It is a continuation discussion from yesterday. Yesterday we have emphasized about the importance of recognizing the first luminosity, which is the Bardo movement before death. If a person is a great practitioner, the moment external breathing ceases, before internal breathing ceases, one is able to recognize the luminosity that we have, what we have been practicing when the person is still alive. And somehow, if this being in, if the dying person somehow miss the opportunity to seize the first or recognize the first luminosity, the person will still have a second opportunity, which is called the second luminosity. And if this person is able to recognize and remain in such state of luminosity, then the person will instantly attain the body of Dharmakaya. However, maybe due to laziness, due to our fight poison, somehow if we still miss many chances, then we end up with Bardo of Dharma, whereby all the 100 deities will appear one after another. And so far we have discussed 42 deities, peaceful deities. And whichever, if you can recognize at least one of them, we can still attain. From now on, we can only achieve the body of Sambhogakaya. So during the Bardo of Dharmata, during the appearances of all these peaceful deities, time tend to be much slower. Then, if you can recognize one of them, then you are liberated. But during the time of wrathful deities, time tend to move faster. So we have to make sure when we are still alive, make sure keep connection with all the deities, because during the wrathful deities, it becomes very frightening, very scary, and we are very fearful of so many things. So our mind is always like disturbed, exhausted, and full of worries. So we may miss all the chances. So we have to make sure from now on, we keep connection with all the deities. So every moment when deity appears, you have to grasp the opportunity. They will appear. Like once they appear, instantly they disappear. So another one appear. So during the appearance of different deity, the time is really fast and short. So one cannot expect, oh, I cannot recognize, I want to wait for another moment. Oh, no, not you. Oh, maybe next one, not you, So we don't have such a luxury moment in such an environment. So we have to be constantly focused and have full belief in our practice and deities. So success all depends on how much you practice in that life and how strong the connection is there between you and the deities. Because according to Bardo Teaching, there could be many temples, there could be many gurus, there could be many learned individuals. They all seem to miss chances because due to their pride, due to all this poison, they are not able to recognize this precious moment and hold on with the precious moment. Therefore, it is so important for us. And one thing good about doing the Bardo is the person does not have to be fully learned or highly qualified. Even person with a lower capacity, as long as you have connection, devotion, and then believe in what you have practiced during your life and during the Bardo, when somebody read Bardo Teaching, and if you have a total belief, the person is instantly liberated. The person is, able to saved by all these deities. So what is important here is the connection and your devotion and your belief.
所以这个信心呢，在那个当下是非常重要的。
And now, during the 6 days, somehow you are still not able to recognize all the Buddha's family. Somehow you miss, probably you was so busy in Bardo, so you miss all the chances. Once again, all the 5 Buddha family, now they will appear at once with a consort, 10 of them, and all the whole entourage will appear in front of you. And you should try to not to miss this opportunity and recognize at least one of them. And with this, all the wrathful deities, not fully wrathful, they are the protector of for outside mandala with the consort, and also like Buddhas of 6 realms. All this will appear at once together. So if you are able to recognize one of them, by keeping strong connection from now, by looking at the pictures, if you see one of them and you are instantly liberated, which means that you will reborn as a Sambhogakaya Buddha, or you merge with all the deities, then the period of Bardo is reduced, so you don't have to go further down. So you escape from such a treacherous, journey, difficult journey.
跟着诸佛菩萨空行护法来进入净土。
And one thing that throughout the Bardo stages, one thing we have to keep reminding ourselves by believing sincerely that all these deities which appears in Bardo are in fact, they all reside inside our heart. Like for instance, the central Buddha resides in our heart, and the other 4 Buddha reside the 4 direction of our heart. So basically, there are primordial spontaneous display of our mind. Basically, it is the display of our mind, what we are seeing externally. Okay, like for instance, like in dream, while you are sleeping, you can dream so many things. Sometimes you can dream, beautiful places, beautiful people. Sometimes you may have nightmares. All these are not do not exist externally but they are all actually simply the display of our mind. Similarly, when you're able to convince ourselves such a concept, then then suddenly all the fear that we have during the Bardo stages will just dissolve itself, and we are able to connect with all these powerful deities. So this is very, very important.
尊所显的能够相融在一起，当下解脱。
And also it says the light rays of the four wisdom, but actually the color of five Buddha family. Now they will form, actually comes out in the form of light, the color of five Buddha family, and in different sizes, in the Bardo Toto, when you have a book later in future, one can read in the Bardo books. Sometimes there's the shape of cow and ornamented with the different lights. So all this light will appear from the Buddhas, and this is a light to again invite you to their respective pure land, or the moment one recognizes that these are all simply the display of our own mind, then one merges with the all different Buddha family, then instantly one obtains the body of Sambhogakaya.
顿时就会进入报身佛的境界。
And the problem here is due to our poisons. Again, the light dim and smoothing or comfortable light of six realms, as we have learned yesterday, will come to invite us. And due to the strong tendency that we have now, because of our five poison, we may simply follow the dim lights of six realms. Then we may end up in six realms, lower realms, which is also very, very dangerous. So we have to be aware that no matter whatever light that appears in front of us, we have to constantly follow the light which are bright, brilliant, sharp, powerful, threatening, frightening. These are the light. Without any doubt, if you follow, one merges with the deities. So this is how one need to move forward.
那我们就是有得到解脱了。
Okay, so this is what you need to practice. From yesterday's discussion, I've been again emphasizing the importance of the practice of luminosity, which is in fact, even in Mahamudra discussion, one will emphasize the same discussion. Like for instance here, practice luminosity. So luminosity is not simply visualizing a bright light. That doesn't mean that at all. So what does it mean is mind is empty but luminous, which means it's not just empty, but mind which is free from darkness or unknowing. Okay, and at the same time there are other character applied, such as does mind exist? No. Does mind do not exist? No. So it is beyond existent and non-existent. Okay, so this is what we need to focus, and then now we just manipulate the words, and through manipulation we are able to understand the picture or construct the picture of what luminosity means. Okay, gradually when we continue to practice, then we are able to experience what true luminosity really means. So now it is hard because we are not realized. Like for instance, someone who never tasted chocolate, if you try to explain, chocolate is very delicious. Now, what is delicious? Okay, sweet, yummy. You can't really think, how to put it. Because this is something you need to explain by yourself. So the moment the person tastes chocolate, then okay, this is how chocolate tastes like. So similarly, when one practices for long then the moment one realizes, that's the time that, okay, this is what luminosity means, which again you cannot express. It's beyond word of expressions.
无法去用言语去形容出来的。
Okay, so during the 7 days, still during the peaceful deities, all this Vitatara, we call Vitatara, you know, Vitatara means the holder of wisdom, you know, Rinpoche, holder of learned or fully accomplished. All these deities from 5 directions, central in the east, south, west, north direction. When our tendency, this is one of the most difficult to be purified. The gross defilement is easily be purified. However, the subtle tendency that remains until when you become only purifies the moment you become a Buddha. Okay, so all these tendencies, when it's purified, it transforms into white color, which means that the whole space will be brightened with white color, and that is the time, all these darkinies, you know, all these darkinies of 3 direction, 10 direction, 4 different worlds, you know, all these darkinies will appear in front of us. We call it Vitataras, holding carved knives, carved with the blood, in front of us. They'll be dancing, different Dakini different kind of dances, dance. They will be dancing all our spaces, and then we just need to follow and remember that they are here to invite us. They are in fact all that they are, actually comes out from our heart, and they are not to harm us but to invite us. So again, if you recognize one of the Dakinis, one of the Vitataras, instantly we are liberated, or we will obtain the body of Sambhogakaya Buddha, or we merge with all these Dakini. Then from this moment, then our duration of our Bardo movement is shortened and stopped. We're instantly liberated, so we don't have to go further. Otherwise, if you keep missing chances, then you keep failing, keep failing, then you will reach, at the end of the day, you reach the Bardo of existence, So now everything depends on us, how strong we are, how devoted we are, how focused we are. And if you really wish to cut the continuity of such uncertainties, so this is the moment we need to grab and follow the Vitataras.
我们非常重要的一个准备工作。
Now, again, what we have learned earlier, even during the 7 days, there are always many obstacles we tend to face along our journey. Like, for instance, during the 7 days when all this deity appears, all this Vitatara, and then, the light of animal realm once again come to haunt us. And because of our tendency, we seem to attract to the light of animal realm, which is dim, smoothing, yet not frightening. And as usual, we think that this is safe to follow. That's how, we are always strict and led to the wrong places. Yeah, so we have to make sure that we don't follow the light that which are dim and smoothing. This is all what happens in everyday life. All these poisons, they comes in many different forms, and many times it is smoothing, and therefore we do not really notice when this comes. Like for instance, when you start to practice, many times we tend to fall asleep, But sleepiness is a part of ignorance. when sleepiness and sluggishness that comes to us, we don't feel threatening. We feel, wow, this is good. You know. Let it be. You know. Let it be. I try to remain in such state. You know. And because it's so comfortable, it's so comforting, so we are attracted to such feeling that we fall asleep. And during this duration, we tend to miss everything. Similarly, there are many other poisons that come in such a way we don't feel it. We don't notice. And then what happens is, once this poison takes root inside our heart, then it will start controlling us. Then we become the slave of all the poison, and not this lifetime, but many generation to many generation, we are imprisoned in samsara. So Shantideva said, the moment poison comes, you have to visualize there's a big python or snake on your lap, then you will jump, you know? So that kind of attitude that we should hold when all this poison comes to us. Okay, so it is so important during the Bardos, when all these Vidyadharas appears, one should have a total trust in all these Vidyadharas, and one has to make this aspiration of prayer, requesting all the Vidyadharas to push from behind, to protect from behind, and also lead the way from the front, so that we don't wander into 6 realms. And this is how one should have a strong make strong aspiration of prayer to all the Vidyadharas, so we are totally protected in Bardo, because the Bardo journey is treacherous, and there is so many hindrances that one tend to cross one after another. And if the person is weak in practice, somehow the person who is very frightened, very exhausted, tend to easily lure by other forces, such as the light of 6 realms. So it's a constant struggle, yet you have to make this effort, or else we go lower and lower and lower. So, you know, when we are alive, there are many things out of our hand, many things that we cannot overcome. It is very difficult. However, if you compare the dangers, the difficulties that we face during the Bardo stages, it is like 1,000 times, if not million times, much more difficult. So we cannot expect everything to be right in Bardo. In order to be right, this is the time, this is the moment. We have to grab this moment and read Bardo Total occasionally. You don't have to read every day, but at least a few times in your lifetime, and look at the pictures of all the deities, so that you are fully prepared, because we don't know when this moment will come, and we cannot wait until the moment comes. But before this moment comes, we have to be fully prepared. Then we don't have to be afraid. Like what Melarapa said. Melarapa said he was so afraid of death, so he ran away to forest. And then by knowing what is death, death is a way of life. Death is something not real, illusion. So now he said that he's not afraid anymore. So this is the strength and courage that we need to have through our practices. Then we won't feel at all when this time comes.
死亡的境界的时候，我们要好好的学习。
So we may have 49 days, but this doesn't mean that we have to go through all the 49 days. It's not like going to school. Kindergarten, then different way you count, then college and university. No, you don't have to go through all the level. So it is up to us. Each time, each day, if you are able to recognize, you just actually free yourself of the Bardo stages. Why there are 49 days? Because there are so many different level individuals. Some may be able to recognize, some may not be able to recognize. So people who, due to lack of practice and due to lack of karmic connection with all the deities, tend to fall further down, further and further and further and further down. For those people to help in the different ways, first all the peaceful deity appears, and when they are not able to liberate them, then all these peaceful deity now transform into all the wrathful deities. You know, it becomes more frightening, more scary, more threatening. So you know, it becomes harder because you tend to be more afraid. You tend to run away because it's so frightening. You know, so your chances of freedom become less and lesser when you go further and further down. So realizing and by understanding such difficulties ahead, we need to recognize this moment and try to free yourself from Bardo stages.
7天全部过完。
So I would say Bardo, if I try to find an example of what Bardo really means, would be like an airport. You know, the airport. You know, sometimes, you know, flight get delayed, then you remain for many hours in the airport. If it's on time, then you fly maybe up, you know, right time, maybe 49 days. And if you hire a private jet, the moment you reach the airport, you can just fly. Yeah? So it's like an airport. So it all depends on not in the airport, but the depends on the person, you know? If the person is fully qualified but practice so much in this line, then they don't have to go through all the Bardo stages. The moment that comes, instantly they recognize the luminosity, they are liberated. You know, they become Dharmakaya Buddha, so they don't have to go through all the different stages. And if the person is very evil, very disturbed, and as I mentioned yesterday, again and again, attachment and anger, especially anger, imprisoned consciousness in this samsara for a long, long time. So these are the two factors that we need to avoid. And if the person is very evil, then you don't have a luxury even to go to all the Bardo stages. Instantly, you will reborn in the hell realm. See, so it all depends on how we practice and who we are. And now have all the opportunities, you know, we have all the authorities. And when we are still alive, I always tell people, okay, before you die, you should do many good things. Because when you do now, it's more powerful. We acquire lots of merits. The moment you die, somebody will do it for us. Even you don't like it or you like it, somebody do it for us. So it is not so meaningful when somebody does for you. It is more meaningful when you're alive. You should at least do something positive. So when time comes, we are proud. You know, at least, oh, I've done this. You know, I don't have to worry. I can tell all the Bardo God that I've done something good. You know, so I don't have to worry. So this is up to us, and this is the moment that we have. We shouldn't waste it.
的因缘呢，在中阴的时候得到解脱。
And many times, you may hear this question: how I will know that the person has found the right place? You know, as the Bardo Teaching explains, if the practitioner is well practiced, then when the person dies, one will first see the sign who sit in meditation for like sometime 1 day, 3 days, 7 days, for months, even years, the moment someone dies. And then this person doesn't have to be monk or nun. There are laymen, laywomen who are able to sit inside meditation, which shows that a person is in meditation, who have recognized the luminosity. Okay, these are the signs one can see. And also during the cremation, then one will see rainbow, little bit of shower, and then sometimes you will feel a little bit earthquake, but not very strong, okay, just a little bit. You know, you feel it, that's all, but not the big one. Okay, these are the signs. And sometimes you tend to smell fragrances, you know, very, very nice fragrances, you know. So these are all the signs that the person is well practiced. And also you will find relics, you know, relics after a body is committed. So these are the signs that this person is well practiced.
知道他是一个不可思议的修行人。
You know, I would like to relate one story, you know, to one of my Kempo Gonga. He managed to get a piece of bone of Thakur Rinpoche from Tibet. You know, during the Cultural Revolution, you know, the monastery has kept, you know, the body of Thakur Rinpoche, the whole body. So during the Cultural Revolution, the stupa was destroyed and body was thrown outside. And one man, he was very smart, and he said, you know, he said, you evil, you know, he kicked the body of Thakur Rinpoche and removed his whole arm. You know, he knows that this is so precious. So he, as if he's trying to, evil, you know, and pull his arm, and he kept with him, you know. And today it's like, you know, so precious. It's like $1 million. So, you know, whoever, you know, who has devotion to Thakur, I think he gives little bit, small pieces. So I managed to get one small piece of bone. I think it's a finger, one of his fingers, small piece. So I put inside the bottle. You know, so, you know, Kempo said that you will, you know, you will give birth to many relics. Of course, I believe that there are some statues, some holy object do, you know, give birth to relics, you know, but I've never seen personally myself. So then I keep this bone inside my cupboard for a year. And after 1 year, we are cleaning, and I totally forgotten this. I put this bone inside my cupboard. Then when I removed the cover, when I looked, wow, my God, there were so many relics, you know. It's like small, you know, you can see tiny relics. It starts to grow bigger and bigger, and some of the relics are really big, you know. So even it's so amazing that there's something, I don't know how to explain properly. I don't know how the scientists will explain this. Like even like the black pig from 16 Kamapa, he gave me a few black pills, the mother pill, and I keep inside the bottle. Now it's like 30, 40 grandchildren. Now black will give birth to one after another. So I have like, you know, one bottle 30, 40, you know, so it really grows. It's something really amazing. I don't know how to put it into words and how to really explain this.
一个例子。
Okay, another story, very interesting. You know, I think it was happening in Nepal, if I remember clearly. You know, Karmapa, 16 Karmapa was circumambulating stupa, and then you know, when he was circumambulating, he just spit, you know, like that on the floor. You can't do that in Singapore. Okay, so he just spit on the floor, and there was a guy. He ran towards this, you know, then he put, you know, remove and then put inside a tissue paper and kept with him. He didn't open. And then I think after a few months later, when you open, all become relic. All turn into relic. So that shows that, you know, of course, the attainment of the individual and also the sign of devotion that person has. Otherwise, probably we will get, you know, then you may not have relic. Probably you may just have a saliva, that's all.
上次在这里再讲到一个故事，应该是发生在尼泊尔。那当时是16大宝法王，他去绕那个江德满都那边有一个苏巴很有名的舍利塔，他在绕塔的时候，他就随口吐了一口痰。那么在他旁边的一位弟子呢，就立刻去把那个痰呢用手巾拿起来，然后包住在里面。那他就一直没有去打开过。几年以后呢，当他打开的时候，真的是不可思议，他居然生了很多的舍利子。所以上师在这里就是告诉我们，真正有一些修。
Why Bardo discussion is so important? There are many reasons, and some of the reasons I put it into slide. Why it is so important to listen and why important to read about Bardo Toto. This is the practice known as a person who never meditates still able to achieve liberation. Yeah, and this is the practice by listening, simply listening, one obtains liberation during the Bardo. And this is a practice, even a person full of karma, full of bad karma, there's no way you could pass the door to heaven or pure lands. There is always sacred door to be opened and you are invited through. And this is a practice instantly one is able to change all the bad karma that you have cultivated throughout your life, change into positive karma and to become enlightened in Bardo. And there are so many reasons why Bardo Toto is so important to practice and observe in our daily life.
这个中阴禅定的修法。
Okay, and there are also signs that according to Bardo Toto, one may experience when somebody dies. Of course, there is no meditation. There are a lot of times you will see people like dying, fully open their mouth and so frightened. That's according to Bardo, it says like. And also I heard from some of the Rinpoche saying that they, when the person almost dying, they recall all the things they have done. And then if they have done something very serious, have committed serious crime, and everything's becomes so clear. And when you start seeing all this, guardian of hells, then you are so frightened, you want to escape, you can't escape. So these are the signs. And you won't see, even after cremation, you won't see anything, You won't see no relics, no rainbow, but a lot of rain, thunder, and a lot of bad things happen. So sometimes you may not also see any sign. You just die like ordinary person, just dead, So these are the signs that, the person is not well practiced. But it is hard to judge. Not necessarily all qualified teachers remain in samadhi. They may not remain in the samadhi that how we learn, but they may be in samadhi. So it's something hard to tell. But what is important is, until 49 days, if as a family, as a friend, if you can afford every day, you can, do prayers every day. If not, the day he died or she died, once a week for 49 days. And after 49 days, maybe for 3 years, every day, every year, the day, the person died. Okay, so you can offer special period. That is the tradition we tend to follow in Tibet, yes, in Nepal and Bhutan.
原相呢，他也会有解脱的机会。
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, all the peaceful deities, the duration is a bit longer. You may be able to see them, longer. But when the time comes, the wrongful deities, they are very brave. And earlier you may see a lot of light that actually radiates from the deity, different Buddha family. But here there's no light. It's just what they call, how they look, threatening, forceful, wrathful. This is how they appear. Okay. So if someone who have done meditation every day, not necessarily have to be hours, but at least 5 minutes a day, help them to recognize when they're in Bardo. So also meditation plays a crucial role.
你就退转，你还是会下三道。
And one thing, we have to be clear because we tend to have this perception. When you think about Tara, we think Tara should be always like, then Tara, Or else, if Tara is sitting like that, then we don't think it's Tara. But even wrongful dating, I don't think they are like 24 hours. I don't think they look like that, They are different. These are different posture. You may have said like this, take a picture. It's a different posture, but I don't think they are always, So that's what we need to keep in mind. And basically, what we need to understand is, as mentioned many times earlier, we need to simply see them as a display of our mind. By seeing them as display of our mind, what happens is that the fear that you tend to have in you because of their threatening look, frightening look, scary look, we will we may try to run away from the right path. So the moment we see them, okay, these are just display our primordial mind or mind. So what happens? All your fear suddenly dissolves. Then you will be fearless. And the benefit of being fearless, that very particular, what happens is then, you may see them as your yidam, then you merge with all the deities, then you are instantly liberated. So this is one, again, profound way to free yourself from such situation.
进入那个境界呢，当下去解脱。
Okay, so now I've just written down the names because they're so long, all the for 58 deities. Anyway, when you have the book, when you have the picture, then everything will be clear. That if I explain everything here, it may take long time. Then you will really be in samadhi.
如果当中呢，我们去了解它。
Then you may start saying, "Oh, Rinpoche, can you make it short?" Okay. So during the 8 days, now all the peaceful deities so far that we, saw during the, what we see during the Bardos will transform into wrathful deities, wrathful deities. And one thing good about during this moment is that you are so frightened and you are so alert, and then there are more opportunities. So you are ready to take any opportunity that comes. So when you are told, when you learn and recognize this deity as this display of our own mind, or they're here to invite us, then we are easily helped. Because what happens even in daily life, if the teacher is always smiling, the student not behave. Sometimes if the teacher is strict, then you follow, tend to follow. So this may be happening in Bardo, and Buddha smiled, and you smile, and then you may smile back, and then you take your own time, then you tend to lose opportunity one after another. So when they become more fearful, then you are more frightened, and then you try to follow, try to be in line. So that's why they appear in different forms, could be the reasons.
起的这个作用呢，那也是有可能的。
Okay, so now what happened during the 8 days? The main Buddha that appears is Virachana Buddha, but known as Buddha Heruka, red blood central, okay, with a concert appears.
那么就是愤怒尊的这个本尊。
And during the 9 days, Vajraheroka, which is Vajrasattva, dark blue from the east, appears with a consort to invite us.
眼光呢是怒视看住你。
And during the 10 days, Ratnaheroka, which is actually Ratna Sambhava Buddha, from the southern continent, yellow and black in color, again appears to invite us.
那么第10天就它会显现黄色的光来迎接我们。
And during the 10 days, Padma Heroka, which is Amitabha Buddha, from the western Pure Land, red and black color, appears and they will invite us.
那么在这个，然后呢，用它来迎接我们。
Okay, and during 12 days, Karma Heroka, which is Amoga City, from the northern continent, a green and black color, so all the deities appears one after another.
那么第12，所有的愤怒真呢也会一一的显现。
So generally, we know it is 49 days, but it all depends on the individual. So some people may not, live until 49 days. There are beings who may cross 49 days, could be here for many years after 49 days. Some may become wandering spirits. We call it spirit, but actually they are Bardo beings. Yeah, so they could be for a long time. Their visa probably be extended many times.
变成中阴界的游魂众生。
So what happened is after the 5 Buddha family, these are the messengers, different colors, from different continent. They all appear in different forms. 8 of them. 8 of them. So I think when you use the picture and then when you follow the text, you are able to see which one is which. Otherwise, it may take a long time to explain all the deities because we have 58 of them.
那么当这个才，那么一一的会显现。
Yeah, so you can take a picture. Let me think about the slides. I may share with you, but make sure that don't share with everybody who have not received Bardo teaching. So let me think about this so I can live in the center. Then you can have the slides. Yeah, let me think about this.
那么你们在这个荧幕上几天所显现，一一的都会有很详细的讲解。
But this is just a footnote. Okay, it's not complete teaching. So you must base your teaching on the book, which is complete.
所以总括的一个概论，给我们知道而已。
73. And these are another group we call it Pisatis, another group of wrathful deities. They comes in different color, different appearances, and from different direction. Maybe you can take a picture. Lion head, tiger head, all the different heads you can see.
那么现在你颜色啦，你们这边可以参考一下。
So we are going to also have in Chinese very soon. It's translating in Taiwan. Actually, the book is already ready in English, and they make some mistake. So not the whole book, but the cover. They've used the old cover, so they're redoing it again. So we will have this in Amazon very soon, and also we will have in Center if you are interested. Yeah.
那么英文版都会给各位。
Okay, so these are the 4 goddesses of gaze. You will see when they have the and if you see snake, then you suddenly see as a pig, that is something wrong. Yeah? So at least when you see at the pictures, then when you see in Bardo, what you need to do is you don't have to worry anything. You forget about everything. During the 100 days, just try to recognize one of them. Just one of them, at least one of them. 100 of them, if you cannot recognize 100, at least one of them, then something wrong, So you have to make sure that you recognize one of them, then you are instantly liberated. Okay, this is very, very important.
你们如果有手机可以拍的话，就拍下来。
See, this 28 yoginis, is it? 28 yoginis, east, south, west, north. You know, there are so many different yoginis that, you know, as long as if you can remember one of them, then you are liberated. As you can see from the eastern continent, you know, there is a serpent-headed. This is a story that I related to you yesterday. The old woman, you know, she was, you know, able to recognize the serpent-headed yoginis. So instantly she was liberated. So, you know, when you're in Bardo, hopefully you don't have to go through Bardo. Before Bardo, you already become Buddha. But somehow you're in a Bardo. If you recognize them, oh, this is the one Rinpoche said in Futsing. Oh, you must be the one. Oh, yeah, I'm free now. Is this Futsing? This place is called Futsing. Oh, yeah. Yeah? I forgot it's a Futsing.
所以这个部分呢，你们大家就参考一下。
Okay, so 76. Okay, these are the garden of the 4 yoginis who guards the gate. You know, so different form, different color, and yoginis.
那么在不同的像跟不同的颜色。
Okay. So now 100 deities, what you can see like 42 peaceful deities and 58 wrathful deities, okay?
所以呢，到尊。
So in the book it's much clearer because it will explain what are the things they are holding. Because if I explain everything, then it becomes 300-400 slides and you can't really finish.
休息。
Okay, let me recap briefly. Bardo of this line has 3 different parts. Yeah, 3 sub Bardos: Bardo of birth, Bardo of dream, Bardo of meditation. And generally there are 4 Bardo: Bardo of this life, and Bardo moment before death. Moment before death. You know, this is the most important part, and this is the time that there are 2 critical factors that decides what the person will be in Bardo, what kind of Bardo that person will undertake. One way or another, we have to make sure that the person is not angered, and always remind the person impermanence, and also try not to try to help the person to not to have attachment to family, belonging, and things, because these are the 2 factors that will imprison the person's consciousness in Bardo for a long time. And when the death comes, after the dissolution of 4 elements and the white dot that reside in our crown and the red dot that reside in the navel, when these 2 comes together, reaches heart, then it merges together. That's the time most people will faint. And if a person is a practitioner, great practitioner, that is the time the person will see the luminosity, the first luminosity, and then continue with the meditation. Then instantly, once the person will attain body of Dharmakaya or body realization, and somehow if the person misses this opportunity, and the person will still have, and during that time, what happens is like the consciousness ejects through your central jhana to Amitabha Pyolen wherever, Amitabha's heart. If the person misses this first opportunity, the second opportunity arises, and during this time what happens is that somehow your consciousness has escaped from the right or left channel or from the 9 different doors. The person still doesn't know that he or she has died, but the person sees surrounding everything, feels everything, and that is the time a person able to remember, or during the recitation of Bardo, a person is able to grab the meaning of luminosity, and that very moment the person will be liberated. And if this person misses this opportunity, that too long. Okay, can you go with that first?
光中呢，我们也可以当下解脱。
Okay, so the most people, the moment this merges together, when all these 4 elements dissolve, most people will faint. They will faint, they don't know. So the moment when they wake up, they are already in Bardo. Yeah, most people. So what happens is that when the person is not able to grasp the moment of first, second luminosity, so during the third luminosity that we have shortly, what we have discussed earlier, all the 100 deities start to appear one after another, and now you can't be obtain Dharmakaya body. Dharmakaya, the body of Dharmakaya literally means the body of realization. When you realize the true essence of mind, then you achieve the body of Dharmakaya, which is the body of realization. And then there is a body of joy, which is called Sambhavakaya. So during the 100 deities, if you recognize one of the deities, then you obtain the body of Sambhavakaya. And somehow, the person misses all the chances to recognize all the 100 deities, somehow, this happens, this happens. We miss flight, we miss buses, we miss train, then you need to walk. There are such person. I miss everything. Now I need to walk. So there are such persons. So fortunately, we still have one choice, one chance to be liberated. There's a Bardo existence. That's what we're going to discuss tomorrow. In this Bardo, what we will learn is how to first prevent the 6th realm, the womb of 6 realms. So we have to make sure that we don't reborn in 6 realms, because we know among the 6 realms, God realm and human realm is the best. But as a human, we all know, is this the best place? Is this the best place? So we know we don't want to come back again, yeah? So we need to try our best to block human realm. But somehow, because a karmic force, karmic wind is so strong, it keeps pushing us. So we have to we have to choose one way or another. If you have fallen further down, you have no choice. If you have fallen further down, then you have to choose one of the realms. Of course, best is still human and God realm. That's what we're going to learn tomorrow. And for now, I will leave it here. And if you have any question, I will try to explain, give you answer. That's all for now. Okay, second part.
请大家起立，我们先请上司一下。
Okay, thank you. Enjoy your meal.
呀，晚上7点半我们会。